This morning I'm speaking to Prof. Andre Heymans of the School of Economics on a hot topic in finance. It's all about Bitcoin. Welcome, Andre. And what is Bitcoin all about?
Thanks, Waldo. Bitcoin is, like you said, it's the new thing. Although it's not that new. Bitcoin has taken a bit of time to really get into the public's sort of eye. And it's been started in 2009 as a counter for regular money. And it happens on cyberspace, so to speak, giving you the opportunity to transfer money from one party to the next without going through a third party.
All right, and how is a Bitcoin created?
That's quite interesting, and a lot of people would like to know this. Bitcoins are like normal fiat money, created technically out of nothing. You've got the supply and demand of money. And when you supply Bitcoins like any other fiat currency, it's being minted. So when you think of regular money, we've got printing presses, and a monetary authority in whatever country would decide on how many dollars or rands or euros needs to be printed. Now with Bitcoin, there's also a supply of this fiat currency, the cryptocurrency, and it is being generated with computer code. So the system then basically runs an algorithm, and Bitcoin is created every time that a transaction is being validated. So if you think of the growth of Bitcoin and how it's being supplied, it is only being created once transactions happens. So looking at how money works, we need money to do transactions. So if people stopped transacting Bitcoin for the moment, then the creation process will also stop, and the amount of Bitcoins in circulation will then stay on what the amount is now. In total, the program or the algorithm that's been created to mint Bitcoin is set at 21 million. So there can always only be 21 million Bitcoins in circulation.
Thank you very much. That's quite interesting. I know people talk about the mining of Bitcoins and that there are mathematical problems that get solved in the background. So it's quite different from regular money. But it seems that the value is really fluctuating up and down over time. How does the value of a Bitcoin, how is it determined?
That also is quite interesting. If you look at regular money, the way that we know and use it, we use money for transactional values. We use it as a store of value. So money has got various functions, but in essence, we actually use money to represent the value that is being captured in our economy. So if you look at the amount of money in a country, that would translate into what value you would find in that country. Now, Bitcoin has got no country of origin. Bitcoin is universal, and so it does not really represent any underlying value. It is then also, the price of Bitcoin is then also not determined in the same way in which fiat currencies values are determined. We value rands against dollars or against euros based on the imports and exports between the two countries, the trading partners. And then you get the value of this money. With Bitcoin, you've got transactional value, but there's also other hidden values that people then seek when they buy Bitcoin. Because of the nature of Bitcoin, people then wanted to do transactions that is, let's call it non-traceable. And these might be remittances, so you might work in India and want to send money home to China, and now you don't need to, no longer need to go through a third party that charges you all sorts of different fees, and in the end you send 80% of your money home. You can now with Bitcoin translate the local currency into Bitcoin, send that full Bitcoin or the full amounts in Bitcoin to wherever you want to send it, and the person or persons in that country can then just exchange it in their local currency. So the demand for this currency is a bit different in the sense that people want to use this as an untraceable money.
Is it safe to use?
Fairly safe. If you look at money overall, this represents a form of cash basically. So if you think of how safe cash would be, cash is safe while you've got it on your person until someone bigger and stronger than you takes it from you. So if you think of securing your cash, we put it in bank accounts. And then we use it and spend it from an app on your phone or internet banking, or you go and draw the cash from an ATM where it's being kept safe at the bank. Now, Bitcoin has got sort of a similar system in the sense that your Bitcoins are held in a wallet, a digital wallet, which is encrypted. So it's got a long key, a public key and a private key, and this private key you would then have to know. So it's like a password, but a very, very good password. Once you have got this money in this wallet, you need your private key, as well as most of the exchanges use this, a two-factor authentication, which is like the one-time password you would get on your internet banking. So that changes randomly every 30 seconds. So you have your key, you've got your password, and you've got this one-time password that is a 6-digit code that you then use to access your account. So once you've got all those measures in place, it is fairly safe.
And what do people use these Bitcoins for? Do they buy things? Or what are the options?
There's quite a wide variety of options. If you go and look at the things people spend these Bitcoins on, normally the adopters of this technology, the Bitcoins, is the kind of people that also are interested in the tech world. So a lot of the places that accept Bitcoin would be, internet type companies, software type companies, but in real life, just recently Pick n Pay listed as a taker of Bitcoin, as well as places like Takealot, and I mean Takealot you can buy a wide variety of things, and that's only in South Africa. In other countries, in Japan for example, there's a great amount of normal businesses that take Bitcoin as valid currency. So we see the early adopters really getting in there, taking Bitcoin, receiving it in lieu of goods and services. So yes, you can actually buy things with your Bitcoin.
Thank you very much, Andre. Thank you.
Thanks, Aldi.